What? Hold on. Y'all come on in here. Y'all come on in here. I'm probably gonna re-upload this to YouTube so y'all can kind of skip through it until I get ready to talk. But I'm gonna just wait for some people to come on in this live on TikTok. I literally have not been on live on TikTok in so long, but the weight loss content, health community, the things that I've been seeing it's starting to aggravate me so much. It's starting to aggravate me. And so I said, you know what? Instead of going in somebody else's comment section of their video, like, you have a community. You have a community that has followed the things that you have suggested and have had great success with that. So you come and talk to your community. Come and talk to your community. Facebook, like I said, if y'all watching, not Facebook, YouTube, if y'all watching a replay of this, I'm live right now on TikTok. But I had so many videos that was scheduled to be released, probably more than 10 to 15, and something happened with my laptop, and so all of my content is unfortunately stuck on the YouTube platform because I can't edit it from my phone when it's on like the YouTube studio on your phone. So right now, like, I would edit out a lot of this stuff, you know, and I would make it more YouTube friendly, but I really need y'all to get this information, so I'm not able to do all of that. I'm going to have to just keep all of the fluff, all of this stuff in there. And you're going to have to speed through to get the chaser. But y'all, I have been seeing so much weight loss content that I am so tired of hearing about protein. I am literally so tired of hearing about protein. Protein is not the focus. Let me say this. If you suffer from insulin resistance, if you suffer from most autoimmune disorders, if you suffer from PCOS, if you suffer from what's it called, perimenopause, if you are premenopause, if you are if you have diabetes type 2, if you suffer from just high insulin, high blood sugar, if you suffer from high cholesterol, if you suffer from high blood pressure, like, all of those things are due to stir from insulin resistance. So it's something that's not being talked about. I've seen a couple of little, you know, people start popping up on social media, and now some of those people are starting to say the same thing that I was saying, but it's kind of even using my words. So I don't know if the good Lord, you know, had them go through the same journey I went through and gave us the exact same words, or if they just looked at my page, seen it was dormant, and I have a lot of viral videos on my TikTok. So I'm like, let me get on here, the original creator who talks about insulin resistant and helps so many women. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. I don't know if I'm gonna be here permanently, but what I do know is there's a lot of misinformation, and there's a lot of still that cut fast food, you know, garbage. Only eat whole foods, that's garbage. Focus on your protein. Make sure you get 100 and something grams of protein a day. That's garbage. Drink all of this water without telling people really how to drink the water. Garbage. Like, maybe I shouldn't come on here and be so, you know, whatever. But I like I said, I just got to give it to you straight chaser. So I want everybody, if you suffer from any of those things that I mentioned just a few moments ago, I need you to put down the protein. Put down the protein. Yes, the protein is important, but if you suffer from insulin resistant, protein actually will spike your insulin. Protein will spike your insulin. What you need to really focus on, what is better than protein, is fiber. Fiber is the hardest thing that people can get into their diet. Why? Because we've never really had to focus on fiber. Protein, for the most part, especially if you're in the US, has been, always taught to us. We've always had the food pyramid that talked about the protein that had the chicken, the poultry, the beef, the pork. Like, we've always heard about protein in some magnitude. We're learning what all protein does when it comes to suppressing the appetite, but when it comes to fiber, we have not heard about fiber. And fiber is the number one. Fiber is the number one thing, the number one macronutrient to weight loss, not just weight loss, to fat loss, not just fat loss, but to reversing your insulin resistance, reversing your diabetes. Fiber. What goes along with fiber is water. You have to have fiber and you have to have water. Those two go together. And so don't just increase your fiber intake if you're a person who, like, it's very hard for you to drink a gallon of, or not a gallon of water, but if it's very hard for you to drink a cup of water, let's be realistic. Like, all of these, like, weight loss gurus and all of this stuff, I don't know if they're in the field, but people who drink a gallon of water a day, that took a level of either you just love water, so you're a water drinker, or you have, like, worked your way up to being that disciplined. Most people don't drink a gallon of water or even close to a gallon of water a day. Most people say they don't even like water. They don't even drink water. And so with that, I've even been seeing a lot of people who are on the GLP-1 supplements and the trizepatides and all of that, where they have problems with constipation. And because protein is so focused when you are on even those type of medications, because they want to make sure that you're not losing muscle. Losing muscle is very detrimental to your health because it's hard to get that muscle back that you lose. And so protein is focused. But it's not until you start really talking to your doctor about constipation where they start to mention fiber. They really still don't tell you that fiber and water goes together. You have to have those two. It's like peanut butter and jelly, baby. You have to have water and fiber. If you just say, okay, I need to up my fiber because my doctor said I need to have more fiber, okay, you're still going to most likely be constipated. And if you're not drinking enough water, and you're going to be very, very bloated, because that fiber is basically just a block right there in your intestinal tract. And so I'm, like, so tired of hearing about protein. It's made me have to jump on live on TikTok, and I literally have not been live on TikTok in probably 6 months or maybe even more. But I'm so tired of hearing about protein. I'm so tired of just the oversimplification of weight loss. I guess I'll say that. It's not one size fits all, but I would say most importantly, it's not diagnosis fits all or problems fits all. A person who has PCOS, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, all of that, premenopausal, is not going to lose weight the same as a person who does not have any of those things. Borderline diabetes, all of that, you're not going to lose the weight how a person who does not have those things. And you're also going to have to do it differently, because protein in our body, too much protein, our body freaks out and it spikes insulin. And guess what? Anytime your insulin is spiked, your body is not losing fat. And so I always said, okay, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to be, I don't know if this term is derogatory, but it's like what people call you, like a skinny fat person, where you've lost weight, but you're so flabby, you're so like, you still have a huge stomach, to where your body did not even lose the fat. Like, of course, it lost more fat than what you had, but it's like it wasn't targeting the fat. And that's because a lot of different factors that I talk about on my channel, to get your body in that fat burning mode. But insulin helps that, because what does insulin is our bodyguard. I mean, not insulin, fiber helps that. Fiber is our bodyguard. Fiber is the thing that says, hey, only this amount of sugar can enter into your bloodstream at this at this time. And it kind of regulates that. And so you won't have a flood of sugar or glucose going into your bloodstream at one time, all at once, and spiking your glucose up all night long. And guess what? No matter how much you run, no matter whatever you do, it's like you're having to do that to counteract, instead of already having something there to help. So all of this, don't eat this, don't eat that. Like, in 2025, I believe that we all are smart enough to know what we should be putting into our mouths and what we shouldn't be putting into our mouths. I just believe that. I just believe that in 2025, with the overwhelming amount of information that we have gotten on diets, weight loss, health, all the gurus out here, we kind of can get a sense of what's good for us, what's not good for us. Maybe. This is just my take on it. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I don't know if I was the only one that had been through an information overload, where I felt myself developing some type of micro ED. And it was because I was so scared to eat anything. I thought that everything was like making me stay this certain weight. And it's like, we're trying to get this weight off of us. And then it's like, it's not permanently. It's not permanently. I can't even say it. Y'all say the word for me. It's not permanent. It's not permanent. Like, you have to steady with this journey, and it's a lifelong journey. Even the people who I've seen who has gotten the GLP-1s, the people who have gotten the different weight loss surgeries as far as the sleeves and all of that, it's like they start to realize that, hey, I could still gain my weight back even though I had surgery, even though I went through all of this, even though I've been giving myself an injection every single month for the past 15 months, or every 2 weeks for the past 15 months. If I stop doing this, then I will gain my weight back, because for one, they have not developed the tools or the actual knowledge on what these things are doing. It's easy to lose weight when something is completely taking away your appetite. That's easy. It's way more easier. It's easier to lose weight when your stomach is literally cut in half, and so you can't even hold the amount of food that you used to have, because of it'll come back up. So all of those things are easy. But what happens when you stop taking the thing that suppress your appetite? What happens when your stomach stretches back out? Because our stomach is an organ. Like, you can cut it and it'll stretch back out to whatever size it was before your surgery. So what happens when those things happen? Did you learn what was the cause of the weight gain? did you learn your body and what really is happening with your body? And so like I said, I'll probably start back coming live. Y'all let me know. YouTube, y'all let me know if y'all want me to start back uploading content. But I just had to come on here because I feel like I can't leave my girls, the girls. I can't leave my girls just hanging, like listening to this information that is so, even the information that says it's not restricted. Like I just watched a video and it was saying how we're not doing restrictions and all of this stuff, right? And then the person goes to say absolutely no fast food. Absolutely, we're only eating whole foods. That's very restrictive. In 2025, to tell yourself that I'm about to go cold turkey from not stopping at Chick-fil-A. I'm about to go cold turkey from not getting me a Qdoba bowl or a Chipotle bowl. I'm about to cook everything and meal prep everything when we are having to work 3 times as hard to pay our bills. We don't have enough time to be meal prepping. Meal prepping takes time. People who can meal prep, you guys are a privileged bunch. Thank you so much for the likes and the hearts. You are a privileged bunch. So to speak this and to say we're not being restrictive, you guys don't be restrictive, and this is how you start your video. And then through your video, you say that you have to only eat whole foods this time. Do you know how restrictive only eating whole foods is? Yes, I feel like that is the glamorized thing, but that's not realistic. Also, if you are a person who deals with PCOS, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, perimenopausal, all of those things, guess what is whole food? A whole food is oatmeal. A whole food is rice. A whole food is brown rice. A whole food is a sweet potato. A whole food is a squash. All of these things are whole foods. But guess what? Those things are higher in carbs. An oatmeal, what is it, like a third of a cup of oatmeal is like crazy amount of carbs. I think like 30 grams or something of carbs. Your body can only sustain 100 grams of carbs a day. So if you started your breakfast off with, hey, let me add a third of a cup of oatmeal because that's the fiber. And mind you, it doesn't even have that much fiber. That was like something that was sold to us. Is not true. It doesn't have that much fiber. You can get other foods that have way more fiber than oatmeal. Just how the Cheerio brand or something like that, or let me not say name brands. Different cereal brands promoted lowering your cholesterol and all of that. Have you guys looked on the back of those ingredients? Nothing about that is lowering your cholesterol, and it's also making you hungry. It's making you bloat. And different things like that. So just because something is a whole food doesn't mean that it is good for you if you have a problem with insulin. And most people are insulin resistant. Like even if you are not getting a PCOS like diagnosis, because you guys know that's what I talk about is diabetes, PCOS, and insulin resistance and pre-diabetes, because that's what I am in the realm of what I actually was diagnosed with, and also some different autoimmune disorders. All of those things. I lost my train of thought. But all of those things, we have to be careful with the oats. We have to be careful with the potatoes. We have to be careful with the rices. Like we have to be careful with all of that stuff. So what helps us, because like I said, we're not being restrictive. No, we're not. This is about to be the end of 2025. I'm sure we've been trying to lose weight for the past 10 years. You see what I'm saying? And it's with cutting out those things. So I'm not going to tell you to stop eating those things. I'm not going to tell you to start eating more fiber. I'm going to say I'm going to say focus on your fiber. So you guys, if you have been following me for, let me see, I've been talking about this for, I think, is it going on 2 years? It's going on a year and a half, you guys, that I've been talking about this. And I wish that I would have been like really consistent, but I don't know. Like I just started, it's hard to teach while you're learning, and like different stages that I was hitting, that maybe the people who I was teaching, they were following what I was saying and they were like surpassing me. Okay, now I have to learn more because they're hitting a brick wall now once they've done everything that I've said, and they've lost, 50 pounds and 40 pounds. I have so many great testimonies. It's like now I had to go back into the lab, and the lab is myself to say, okay, now let me figure out the next step because there's a phase 2. So with that, you guys, like it had me kind of go off of social media, and just kind of try to figure some things out for you guys. Different things that people were suggesting, like to do those, and it's hard to do stuff and teach. Also, while I'm being my own guinea pig, I'm gonna suffer from weight fluctuations because I'm sticking to one thing, now I'm changing, all of this, right? So if you've been following me for like the year and a half, I think I've been speaking on this and maybe more, I live by Bellway Fiber. They have yet to sponsor me. This is not sponsored. This is not any of this. This is just something that I personally have been taking Bellway Fiber for at least 5 years now. And I can tell drastically when I don't take it. I can tell drastically. It's easy for me to, even though you can get your fiber from vegetables and all of that, which is great. Most of the things you eat have some type of level of a fiber in it. But to know that I'm getting a packed punch of fiber, I know people who live by the Metamucil brand. I know people who, it's just so many different fiber supplements out here. But mine is that I really love is the Bellway Fiber. And I take this one. You can't really see on here, but I take the one with collagen, the super fiber. This is the strawberry lemonade one. And so like I said, they have yet to sponsor me. Thank you so much for the likes. They have yet to sponsor me or anything. This is not sponsored, you guys. I've been taking Bellway Fiber for over 5 years. And does Bellway Fiber help you lose weight? No. Let's get past the weight loss supplements. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and sell you guys a dream. Will it help and aid in your weight loss? Absolutely. It's going to aid in your digestion. It's going to aid in you not feeling bloated. It's going to start helping suppress your appetite. It's also going to put that sugar monster in chains. So usually, if you are suffering from insulin resistant, like I said, PCOS, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, all those things first rooted from insulin resistant. You either have a strong sugar monster, you have a strong salt monster, or you have a strong fat monster, which meaning you love butter, you love oil, you love fried foods, like anything fried, oily, greasy, buttery, like everything has to, be drenched in butter. I had went through a season like that, like for a couple of years, where people used to say, baby, Paula Deen called herself the butter queen, but she ain't got nothing on you. You are literally the butter queen. You put butter on everything. I used to make cornbread, and it would be probably about 1/2 inch of layer of butter that I would put on my cornbread because I wanted to taste the butter. I wanted to bite in. The butter was part of the food group. You hear me? So that's So those are the three things. That's how you know that you could be suffering from insulin resistance, because insulin resistance is not something that you can go get tested for, unfortunately. And so usually you don't know you're insulin resistant until you already have been diagnosed with pre-diabetes. I don't even think PCOS, they don't even say that stems from insulin resistant. You really don't know that you're insulin resistant until you are diagnosed with pre-diabetes or diabetes type 2. That's when you know that you're insulin resistant. But like I said, fiber is going to help with that, because fiber is going to start to tame that sugar monster. It's going to start taming that salt monster, where like you just drenching your food with salt, or everything that you eat, you like, oh, it don't have enough salt on it. And everybody's like, oh, this is, salty. Like, it's enough salt. But you just got to have salt and the fats. It's going to help to start taming that, because this stuff is by design, you guys. If you didn't know, companies spend multi-billions of dollars, not a couple thou. Wow. They spend multi-millions and multi-billions of dollars to scientists that can put just the right of salt, sugar, and fat into a food to get you addicted to it. And so with that, like I said, fiber is our bodyguard. It's our security. Addicted to who? Addicted to what? Like, so fiber. You also got your chia seeds. I put this in my smoothies every morning. And a smoothie is not something that's tainted up with sugar. A smoothie is, I have a vegan protein powder that I use, and I use some no sugar oat milk, or I'll use some unsweetened hemp milk. So that's really the consensus of my my smoothie. And then I'll put like a teaspoon of chia seeds in there, and then, excuse me guys, and then that's it. Another fiber is flaxseed. So if you don't like chia seed, you can use flaxseed. So those is pretty much the three fibers that I use on a rotation basis, a daily basis. But I want you to, we all know protein. But like I said, protein for one is not the most important thing. And if you don't drink enough water, protein is going to have you constipated. Just like fiber, if you don't drink enough water, fiber is going to do the counter effect and it's going to constipate you instead of relieving you. It needs fiber. It needs water. Your system needs water to just keep everything regulating, everything running through. And so even if you have to drink your liquids at first with a sugar, like free Crystal Light, if you have to add like something to it, flavor to drink your water, I'm 100% okay with that. Do whatever you got to do to make sure that you have your liquids in. And eventually, once everything is tame, you guys, that's the thing. Once those things are tame, the stuff that you said you didn't like or was very nasty, when it came to like water or different health foods, I'm telling you, your taste buds is going to start changing. It's going to start changing without you even realizing it. But y'all let me know if y'all want me to talk more about fiber. I feel like fiber is the number one macronutrient. And I feel like insulin is the number one hormone in our body. Insulin is the number one hormone in our body. Insulin controls every single thing. It controls the energy to get me to speak with you today. It operates and sends signals to our brain cells to be able to function and to tell us what to do, how to do things, how to move. It controls our operating, our motor skills. Insulin controls every single thing. Our digestive tract. Insulin controls all of that. It is literally the number one hormone. And so I started talking about a lot of different other hormones that we have, and I started to talk about, I guess because I just thought that you guys knew it. I was like, I don't want to, bore you guys, and I'm trying to stay exciting, and I'm trying to keep you guys interested. So let me start doing more research and expanding and all of that. And I could tell you guys that did nothing with me personally, but starts to confuse me and actually starts to make me start gaining weight. When I got back down to the basics, I've lost 5 pounds in 5 days. You see what I'm saying? I've lost 5 pounds in 5 days. This is not, and I'm not exercising. I actually even joined, I had a personal trainer, you guys. I paid, a little over $700 for a personal trainer for a few months. Unfortunately, I only ended up going for maybe a month to a month and a half because my body was shook up. My body was so shaken because as you're burning energy, I'm starting to lift weights. That's why now I had to try these different things. So I don't know when I would now recommend you guys to start lifting weights, because when I lost my first 50 pounds, I didn't lift weights. And I didn't walk. I didn't do 10,000 steps. I didn't do none of that when I lost my first 50 pounds. And something in my mind was telling me, hey, now that I've lost my first 50 pounds, to lose another 50 pounds, I need to amp it up and do something different, because people were saying that I needed to start doing something different. Listening to people, it'll always steer you the wrong way. And so I was thinking that I needed to do more. I need to be more intense. I needed to look like the health and wellness gurus and match the fly of everybody else. And I needed to have my gym clothes on, and I need to be heavy lifting and doing all of that. And I just don't think that works for people who are insulin resistant. I feel like that you have to just do your steady cardio, and you have to walk, not 10,000 steps a day, not 20,000 steps. None of that hogwash. Pick 15 minutes and walk. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Do up, and if you have stairs, go up your stairs and act like you forgot something. Go down your stairs and then go up your stairs. Every time you're getting ready to go. Just repeat yourself. Just those simple things, which I thought that I had to do all of this craziness, this extreme stuff, to look like I knew what I was talking about, because I was doing all of these extra things. And so I looked like, okay, I'm the coach because I am doing a personal training. I am doing this. But it's no, I'm the coach because I'm teaching you how easy it is to stay consistent once you get this sugar monster completely under control. And how just the basics. I'm the coach because I'm willing you back in and say, hey, let's be realistic. And realistic doesn't mean you're only going to lose 1 pound in a week or 2 pounds in a week. Realistic mean we're not doing things extreme to our body. Realistic mean that we're loving our body, we're loving ourselves, and we're loving the progress. And this is just such a strong calling to me, you guys. It's such a strong calling to me. And it almost makes me want to cry. Because I said, I just feel like I had abandoned you guys. But I had to just get some things focused in my mindset, and just to be the best, coach that I can be for you. But I'm telling you, fiber. I want us to start focusing on our fiber and our water. It's peanut butter and jelly. So when you tell me that you up to 30 grams of fiber, I need for you now to be up to a gallon of water, because that's a lot of fiber, and you're going to end up being constipated. Fiber needs water. but it's way more important than protein. Yes, protein is important, but I feel like protein becomes harder to intake when you don't have fiber controlling the sugar monster. And the sugar monster is your carb intake too, because it turns to sugar. So when you don't have something controlling that, yes, it's hard to get your protein in because you probably ate a half a loaf of bread, in a day, or you probably just said it had like 2 bowls of rice. You didn't, made you some packages of ramen noodles. You didn't say, okay, I'm doing good. I'm drinking my protein. And then you end the day like with a big old pot, a big old bowl of Alfredo or a big old thing of spaghetti, because your body is like sugar, 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 because you did not have your bodyguard. You have to have your bodyguard, and that is fiber. And so I hope you guys get something from this. Let me know if y'all want me to start talking more about this and really willing back in and start to post more content. And like I said, right now I'm going through technical difficulties, and so I won't be able to take out all the things. But if you are watching this right now on TikTok and you see I'm ending, this video will be uploaded onto YouTube. So thank you guys so much for sticking around. Thank you guys for all of your comments, all of your suggestions, all of your milestones, like you sharing that you've lost 25 pounds, like lost 30 pounds, lost 50 pounds. Like I'm just seeing this, like where people was like, I was at a, what's it called? I can't think of the word. A stall. I was at a stall for months, and I came across your content, and literally like it broke the stall. I knew it, like once I started hearing your content, I knew exactly what I was doing wrong, or I didn't understand that I was doing that wrong, or I fixed it and now I got out of my stall. Like all of this stuff, or your program and the thing you talk about was the easiest to follow, and it was the first time I've ever been able really to have consistent weight loss without feeling like I'm on a diet or punishing myself. So all of those different comments, you guys, thank you. I am extremely grateful. I'm just extremely grateful, and I'm going to continue to talk about this until the wheels fall off. And I'm going to just, I guess, be known as the insulin fiber person, because I feel like that the message about this has not been spread wide enough and understood deep enough for me to even talk about anything else. And if you get this down packed, because what I've learned from weightlifting and all of that, like I said, heavy exercise, HIIT training, you will start to burn more calories. You'll start to deplete your energy wise, your stored up energy, your stored up energy in your body. And guess what your body wants when that happens? It wants glucose. It wants glucose now, because glucose is like it's like an energy drink. That's what glucose is to the body. So as soon as you get finished working out, you ready to go eat a pie. You ready to go get like the most sugary shake you can find. You ready to go get some rice. You going to, Qdoba and stuff, and you getting rice, and your trainer is saying that's good. Like add extra rice, you need it for your energy store. And so you doing that, and you working out, and you eating like you supposed to be eating for the workout training. But then the weight is coming back, and you don't know why it's coming back. And you're doing more than what you did before you lost the weight in the first time. That's just my experience, you guys. I'm speaking from my personal pain. And I had to realize, like, yes, this person may be a trainer, but when it comes to insulin resistance, it's not talked about, and most people don't understand it. And I've researched, experienced, and really learn the depths of this. And I'm going to be learning even more about it. So thank you guys, like I said again, for tuning in. The replay of this will be on my YouTube. So TikTok, there is a link in my on my page to go to my YouTube channel, Coach Christy, Insulin Coach Christy, to watch this. So thank you guys. I'm not gonna promise you tomorrow, but I will promise you that I'm back. Bye, y'all. I love y'all ladies so much. Until next time.